Okay, I think we are live. Welcome, everyone. I think that snuck up on me a little bit. Welcome, everyone, to the 30 Days to a Balanced Body. Let me take off my glasses because I'm getting a lot of glare from those. So, thank you so much for joining me, whether you're seeing me live or on the replay. And Happy New Year! So, I am streaming this right now on StreamYard. So, when it comes through, I may not see your name when I'm looking at it right now, but when I go back into the Facebook group, I will be able to see your name. So, and there's a little thing that you can authorize StreamYard to be able to see your name. So, thank you so much for joining me. So, um, drop a comment and let me know that you are here so we can get this fun event started. So, the first thing that I like to do here is to find out what is everybody celebrating. So, do you have some awesome things going on right now? Woohoo, you're here. I can't see your name right now. Let me see if I can go back into the Facebook group. Okay, yes, I see you. Um, so tell me, what are you hey, all right, everyone made it. So I may not be able to see your name right here to be able to do a shout out because you have to authorize StreamYard, but that is okay because I will be able to see you in the Facebook group. So first of all, tell me, what is it that you are celebrating right now? Even if it's a tiny, tiny win. Did you have a tiny win, something awesome that happened? Let me know, let's celebrate it, that you worked out or you hey, thank you so much, Susan. I can see your name now. Woohoo! So if okay, great. Thanks for joining us for a short time. So let me know what you're celebrating. So what tiny wins have you had in your life? How are things going? What can we celebrate with you? So I'm celebrating, both of my kids have had some great wins adding veggies. That is awesome. I love that one. So both of my kids have had some really awesome wins that have been going on. So that is a great thing that I am celebrating. And so tell me what things you're celebrating there too. Adding veggies is a great one. And feel free to drop a comment. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh, here I am. All right. So drinking lots of water, that's a great one to show, to celebrate. Adding veggies, that's another one. All of these things are great wins. So thank you so much for joining me. So I want this to be an informative night. So and really a lot of fun too. So I'm gonna want to show you some things that you can do right now, some things that you can do in the future. We'll have some prizes and freebies. And also, I can't see there. The last thing is kind of, oh, how you can use the group as well. Okay, so let's get started. So my name is Kathy Andrews. If you are new to me, so thank you so much for joining me here. And I have a little boy, Jack. So he's not really little anymore. So I have two kids. And my youngest, Jack, is 17 now. So he's doing really awesome. And he has some significant special needs. My daughter, Maggie, is in college at Mass Art. And this is myself and my husband, and of course, our cats. And this is my story. So I definitely, oh, you put on your Fitbit today. Woohoo, that is awesome. Yeah, he's not really little anymore. So I just want to share my story. So basically, I grew up as a picky eater. So is anyone else here a picky eater? So I grew up as a picky eater, also a sugar lover. There was never a dessert that I did not love. And being a picky eater, it's a lot of picky eaters are sugar lovers, that I'm kind of finding out. So it definitely was easy to gravitate toward all of the quick and easy stuff and all of the sugary stuff. And also, if when I was older, when I had Maggie, this is a true story. I if you couldn't like microwave it or call it in, I didn't eat it. So I had just really a terrible diet. I did not know how to cook. So one true story is when Oh, you figured out why you don't log your food. That's huge. Awareness is the mother skill. Awareness is the key to everything, right? So when my daughter was 9 months old, I took her to a well baby visit. And the doctor said, okay, you can give her table food. And I said, what's table food? And he said, oh, table food is whatever you're eating. And I said, oh, she can eat pizza and subs? Because because that's what we ate. And the doctor like fell over. He was like, no, not pizza and subs, like chicken and sweet potatoes. And that's when I was like, oh, I have to cook now. I have to like make real food. I have to figure this out. So that's kind of where I came from. I did not know how to cook a thing. Now I can share more about later. I have more cooking disasters that could fill. I could fill a cookbook with cooking disasters, and it kind of all started catching up with me. So I really was starting to have just so many issues. I had so many issues with sleeping. I had issues with anxiety, depressions. Anyone else had any of those? I skin issues, digestive issues. I didn't have any issues. I love these little comments at the top. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't, but in the early days, I didn't have a lot of issues with weight until later, but I did not I was exhausted all the time and craving sugar all of the time. I just could not get away from it. I would try to white knuckle my way through it. Has anyone else been there? White knuckling your way through that. So, and that's what I've been doing for like the last 10 years is kind of figuring this out. And now I love to share it because particularly as a special needs mom, anybody with a lot on your plate, a lot of women, you're doing things for everybody else, and you tend to put yourself last on the list. Can you relate to that? Do you relate to that? So yeah, and even if you don't have kids at home, a lot of times you put yourself last on the list, right? And you need to have energy and you need to care for yourself so that not so that you can care for everybody else because you're already doing that. You need the energy so that you have the time and the energy because how many times have you said, oh, I would go out, but I'm so exhausted. Oh, I would do this, but I'm so exhausted. So you don't even have the time to do, not even the time, the energy to do the things that you want to do. And you just can't get away from the cravings. Right. So that's what I want for you is for you to be able to say, you know what? I do have the energy to do this. I do have the energy to go out and do that. I do have the energy to work out, whatever it is. All right. So we are out of balance and my this slide is so small I can barely see it. Let me see. Okay. So how many of these do you have? So there's even more than these, but take a look at these and just kind of tally up in your head as you're sitting here yawning, right? So tired, sugar cravings, joint pain, poor sleep. I had all of those, weight gain, hot flashes. I didn't have those back in the day, but if you saw my talk with Deborah Hill, who is a women's health expert, that's what she does. She talked about the connection between hot flashes and sugar. Right. Me too. Yeah. Joint pain, that's big. Slow digestion. So many people tell me all of these are me, all of these, right? Knee pains, right? So many of these brain fog. Oh, that's a big one. Yes, that is a big one that didn't get on this list. Absolutely. There are even more that are not on this list. So we tend to get out of balance. And so often we get stuck and we're focused on diets, right? So we're focused on losing weight and we're focused on diets. So we go on and we go off and we go on and we go off and we might be able to lose weight, but so often we miss the inflammation. And when I surveyed you guys, right, about 6 of those, Eileen says. So when we surveyed, that's fine if you don't want to do the StreamYard authorization. If you don't see it, I can show it to you later. But basically, so many of you said you want to feel better. You want to feel better and figure out the brain science. That was the biggest consensus. So often we're looking at diets to lose weight. We're going on and on and on and off them. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But we're missing the inflammation, which is what's causing so many of these issues, right? So that's what I want to talk about. And one of the other issues that's happening is our blood sugar is kind of all over the place, right? So many of these foods, like, we look at them like, "Oh, they're all healthy," right? So you might start your day with waffles or, yogurt and granola, it seems great, and then your blood sugar goes up, might have energy, you feel good, because every time we eat, we're breaking down that food and using it for energy, and we're breaking it all down into glucose, and then we are changing our blood sugar throughout the day, and that impacts everything in our body, everything. So we might eat something, yogurt and granola, and then we're on a high. We feel great. We have a lot of energy. And then what goes up must come down. And then we have cravings and low energy. So, how many of you kind of experienced that where, like, maybe you had, the bagel for breakfast and then, like, you're like falling asleep on your desk at 9? Or you had, the cookies when you got home late from work, and then you kind of ended up feeling not great and you got a migraine and you got all these things going on from the blood sugar. So we're up and down and up and down. So that's one of the things that happen. So I want to teach you something you can use right now to be able to kind of help balance this. So one of these things, we know some of the things that work, right? So we know whole foods work. We want to the carb crash, totally. Yes. So we know some of the things that work. We know eating whole foods. We know eating fruits and vegetables and lean proteins. We know testing gluten and dairy. You should just find out, are they issues for you or are they not? They may be, they may not be. It's just good to know because we know that they can be drivers for inflammation for a lot of people. But staying balanced, sometimes that's something that people miss. And so, what I teach people, and I teach this in my free group, so you can learn this in the free group and use this in the free group. It's called PFC Every Three. And that stands for protein, healthy fat, high fiber carbs. Okay. So, and this is something you can use there. See, if you go back into our free group later on tomorrow when this is over and you see the featured post, that will teach you how to do this. So basically, it's a palm size of protein, it is a fist of high fiber carbs, and two thumbs of fat. Plus, you can have greens in that as well. So there is a post in there that'll teach you how to do this, and that'll help keep you level so you don't have the carb crash. And that's going to help reduce the inflammation. So we know that these are the things that work, but how many of you feel like I'm too busy? How many of you drop an emoji or something if you are feeling so busy? Like, look at all of these sticky notes here in the background. Do you ever feel like your brain has like 5 million tabs open? So drop a comment if you're feeling busy as well, like, "Oh my goodness." So that's some of the issue that a lot of you say as well, is that you're so busy, it's hard to keep up with this, right? Like, how am I gonna eat easy? It's just easier to go order it, just easier to get a lot of convenience foods. So we wanna try to make healthy eating so many tabs open, right? So we wanna try to make healthy eating easier. So we do wanna have the whole foods, and we do want to bring in some convenience options, some hacks to make it easier, and some brain science as a part of this as well. So, one of the things that I think about when I think about, like too busy and try to, right, you need to find the motivation, right, and execute it. And that that is true. Definitely finding your motivation. That's one of the things we talk about in the program is what is your why? Like, why do you even, want to do this? But also how to make it easier and what are your thoughts about it? Because sometimes it just seems so insurmountable that we just don't do anything. So, can anyone feel that as well, right? So, one of the things I think about is we know some of the things to do, but a lot of times it is so hard to do. Like, I think about Whole 30 is amazing, and I know several people who did it and they felt great. If you have ever done kind of a whole foods eating program that's really comprehensive like that, drop a comment or raise your hand, or I don't think you can raise your hand here, but you can oh, I have a cat running around my room. But I remember trying to do that, and you have to make your own ketchup. So that's some of the things that I think of is like making your own ketchup every day. I don't have time to make my own ketchup every day. So we need a balance between eating clean and reducing inflammation, and also the fact acknowledging the fact that we're busy, the fact that we're going to eat out sometimes, that we need to fit this into a busy life and a life with other people, right? So, this is one thing that I love, and I learned this in my coaching program. And this is two guidelines for whatever eating style that you choose. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that you're can't see names, but I'll go in and say your name when I am back in my Facebook group. But basically, two guidelines for whatever eating style you choose is number one, could you do it forever? Because if you can't do it forever, what's going to happen when you stop? Usually you kind of go right back to where you were, right? So if it's something that you can do forever, you can just do it and just keep on doing it. So it's got to be that balance between, yes, eating clean and reducing inflammation, but also not being so hard to do or something you're just not going to stick to. Number two, would you teach your kids or grandkids to do it? Because they're watching. So if, there are things that they're like, what they're asking you, why do you have to have different food than me? Then, that's something to think about. Do something that you can do with everybody. Okay, so now I just want to touch on the brain science because this is super important as well. So, how many people have done, say, Weight Watchers like 8 or 9 times? And Weight Watchers is a great program. And there's lots of different eating styles that are great, great programs. They really work. But you did a 30-day program and you fell off, or you did a 10-day thing and then you ended up back where you were, right? So the key is so you can stick with something, in a group for 30 days, but how are you going to keep it going? So this is really a big part of this is habits and thoughts patterns are really key. So a few things for you to take with you right now are if you could only ask yourself one thing, ask yourself, how do I want this food to make me feel right now? So, do you want the food to make you feel happy? Do you want the food to give you energy? Or do you want the food because you're bored and you don't want to be bored? So that's just like one question you can ask yourself. But these are some of the things that we talk about in the program as well. Okay, so the program is the Balanced Body Experience. So it's a 30-day program that I have used before with people, and we still focus on whole foods. We are making it easier. So we are still using some things that are prepared, convenience that make it easier. We do take care of or look at gut health and detoxification. So we lower inflammation and we want to stay balanced so that you don't crave. And we give you some meal plans and ideas to help that. Plus, we talk about also the brain science so that you can kind of be aware of that and your habits and your thoughts in that as well. So I do with this, as I mentioned, convenience products, I do partner with a company that gives some of these pieces that are already packaged in there. But you have some options with this. So I'll talk about those at the end as well. And now I'm going to play a little game with a prize at the end as well. So stick around for that. Okay, so I do partner with a company, and I'm going to talk about some other things with that and some of the pieces that I use with that. And I partner with a company called Arbonne. How many people here have heard of Arbonne or maybe have not heard of Arbonne? They've been around for a while, so I know a lot of people have heard them, but it's something that because I know and trust them, that's something that I've used in the past, and they have high standards and they have, a really proven track record. So now I apologize because my slides are not really super all done here. So I'm going to talk you through some of these. So these are some of the things that we do in the program. So protein is really, really important. So, okay. Oh, awesome. So protein is super important here. And the reason why is, it just helps with cravings. It helps keep you level. It helps with muscle. And it's so easy to not get enough protein. So I do use a protein shake here. So, and this will keep you full. It's highly rated for taste, and you can typically get it for, with some of the things that I do with some of the incentives and the things that I do for what you get in the grocery store or less. Okay, and it's very high quality. So this is one thing is the protein powder, and awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for your testimonials. But what I love about it is it's really flexible, and we teach you some other ways to use how to use it. So um, oh, thank you so much. So you can use it. There's pancakes. You can make muffins. You can make your own bars. There's a hot chocolate that I've made. There's lots of different things. I put it in oatmeal. So it's not just a one trick pony, and you can make something warm out of it. Put it in pancakes, right? You can make something warm with it as well, because I know in the winter, like nobody wants to drink something with ice in it. Well, maybe people do. Some people drink iced coffee. So protein is so important. Protein is a cravings killer. And we know, particularly for women, if you get enough protein in the morning, I shared this in an article in the group that for women, if you have kind of that menopause belly, getting enough protein, 20 to 30 grams in the morning has been in studies, has been key. So that is an easy way to do that. So fiber is huge. If you guys were here in the group, and I can find you the link to it, when Deborah Hill was here, she's the menopause specialist. She talked about protein and fiber are the two things. So it's hard to get enough fiber. You would have to eat so many things. So I love to add the gut health fiber in here. So this makes it taste delicious. This adds almost half of your fiber for the day, and you can use a half a scoop or a smaller scoop. But the nice thing is that if your kids are not getting enough fiber, you can sneak it in other things. So you could mix it into a yogurt, you could mix it into something else, you can bake with it. You can put it into cookies or something else so that you can pump up the fiber in other things. And fiber is a sponge for toxins. So that's another piece of it. So rather than having to go out and like calculate how much fiber and where do I get it from, that's an easy way to add in some fiber. So some of the other things, this is a detox tea. It's called Clean Tox tea. So it's actually just an herbal tea, but this is all about liver and kidney support. And there is a great article in the group that talks about a sluggish liver is the same as a sluggish metabolism. So there's a great article about that I can show you. So you can use this detox tea that helps your liver, the master detoxif. Oh, awesome. The master detoxifier for your body. It helps your liver do its job better. And also, this is my very, very favorite product. This is Gut Health. So, yeah, some people make it iced. You can have it hot, you can have it iced, you can have it with a lot of other things. So, Gut Health, this is really has changed my life. Totally. You know what, Alexis, that red wine that has some good antioxidants in it. So, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. So, definitely there is some wisdom in red wine. So I'm not gonna down that. So gut health is so important because this is three products in one. Your gut is basically related to everything. So, there's so many studies that we know the connection between how your gut is performing and your mental state. Because we know that most of the serotonin, the feel good neurotransmitter in our body, comes from our gut. So, this is a prebiotic and a probiotic, as well as digestive enzymes. So, a lot of people get prebiotics, but probiotics, but not a lot of people get digestive enzymes. So, if you have trouble with gas and bloating after a meal, then this can help a lot. This really helps a lot taking the bloating down. And this really has been a lifesaver for me. Also, green. So we know in vino veritas, truth. So we also know, when I talked about kind of back at the top, whole foods are what really make a huge difference. And you absolutely need to be getting real whole food greens in, but to um, it's so hard to get enough vegetables in, right? So who here, some people, maybe somebody here likes chopping vegetables, is really not me. You need to do some of it because you definitely need to have some real whole greens, but it also helps to get in some superfood greens. So this is what I mean by we need a balance between, different things. So this has some great detoxifiers in it, 37 different fruits and vegetables, including spirulina and chlorella, which are great detoxifiers. And then soda. So I didn't have a chance to complete my slides, but a few of you had some issues with soda. And you're not alone because that definitely can be a big addiction for a lot of people. So if you can only do one thing, if you can stop the soda, that will definitely have a huge impact on your life. But sometimes you need a little bit of help with stopping soda, or maybe you need to kind of step down from the caffeine, or maybe you need to reduce your inflammation. And coffee is great, but at a certain point, it is very acidic. So it can be good to try to, reduce that. So these fizz sticks are great in terms of being able to kind of give you, they do fizz a little bit. So if you miss kind of that fizz from having soda, this can be helpful with that. But it also has B vitamins that are bioavailable. Your body can use them right away. It doesn't have to process them in any way. So a lot of people love the fizz sticks as well. So you also get the support here as well. So you get a coach and accountability to stay on track. And I'm not sure if any of we have a couple of people in the Balanced Body Experience program right now who, I don't know if they're here, but if you want to drop a comment about how it's going for you so far, that would be awesome. So you get a coach and accountability to stay on track, weekly check-ins, troubleshooting, a private Facebook group, and trainings. That's all great. How and I also did want to mention there is a coaching only option. So there are sometimes some people who are, I'm allergic to everything, can't use anything, I'm allergic to everything. Or for whatever reason, you just can't use the products, or, maybe you absolutely can't stand protein shakes and you're never going to have them. That's fine. So you can still get the benefits of this. And we've done this with several people. So you can still get, personal coaching, meal plans, shopping lists, private Facebook group, all those great things. So the program is made. So with these supports, I can tell you that the people who have the best results are the ones who can use all the supports. You can still get really amazing results with just being able to, kind of make some of these changes. So this is what we do on the Balanced Body Experience program. So first we're going to get ready. Then we start making some changes and we learn about blood sugar balance. We have some hacks to make it easier. And we also tell you about the brain science of change. So why is it hard to change? All of those different things of why we don't stick to things, why it becomes hard, why we sit on the couch with a box full of crackers and we can't stop eating. The protein powder is vegan, so there's no whey or casein in them. And then we also show you how to make it a lifestyle as well. So we want to be able to give you all of those different pieces of it. So there's so many testimonials that I have, but these are a few. One thing I love is that I get a lot of testimonials that are words because people feel amazing. And so they can't really take a picture of how they feel, but they're telling me all the time. People tell me, this has been a game changer. I don't crave anymore. I love my body. So Jen Brum, she's in this group, but I don't know if she's on tonight. Over a year, she lost 90 pounds and kept it off. But also she got her blood pressure and her blood sugar back under control, bloating and fatigue. So a lot of you wanted to know how to feel better. So this is one of the ways to be able to feel better and be able to still do it within a busy lifestyle. So that's important. So now let's say that you're like, oh, I can't do a whole program. I just, I'm not even though you say it's easy, I can't do it. So one of the things you can do is just add one thing. And that's my friend Teddy says this, and I just love that. But just add one thing. So in the morning, one thing you could do is just to add greens balance and uh, the digestion. And then there's also a skin elixir to build your collagen, which I can't hold them all up. But this is one shot that you do. So just one thing that you do in the morning. Or as I mentioned, there was a great article about getting enough protein in the morning is so important for a lot of people, particularly women in menopause. So just basically, add a protein shake and the digestion. So add those two things. Just do one thing. So that's another option that you can do is just pick one simple thing that you insert into your day that you can do on a daily basis. Now, the other thing you can do is use this free group. Now, if you're here in this group, how many people love this group? I know we have some fans of this group here. The accountability that we do every single week, the challenges that we do. We have a habits challenge coming up next month, and I'm super excited about it because we're going to help you map out a challenge that you are going to help you map out a habit. So we're going to help you either create or break a habit, and we're going to get specific with that and help you break that down next week. So you can look for that coming up soon. Woohoo! All right. And then the last thing that I want to do is to play a little game with everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with me. So hopefully you learned something here as well. And um, something you can take with you. This will be available so you can look at it again. I think it'll be around for 3 days. But I did want to give everyone who's kind of stuck around here a little fun game and a prize. So I am going to say a special word, and the first three people, so get your keyboard fingers ready. The first three people to say this word will get a special gift when you invite people into this group and to have, to come to a fun event like this or to a challenge. So get ready. My special word is sweet. So drop the word sweet if you want a special prize for inviting people in. I know some of you have already started inviting people in. So just drop the word and we can give you, a special prize. So, all right. Awesome. So we have our first one. So I'll go back in and see who that is when we go on. But just you could continue if there's other people who want to get a special prize, share this with friends and be able to take your health higher as well. So the other thing I just want to mention is there are some 3 ways that you can really make the most of this. So you can I became a health coach and I want to expand this program and look for other health coaches. So if you've ever thought about being a health coach, reach out to me and you can grow within this system. You could become a consultant as well. So maybe you don't want to be a health coach, but you just want to earn some extra income. And again, this is not going out and building your own whole separate business. You can work within our system and we become a team and we help other people together. Awesome. We have more sweet. Thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you so much, Alexis. So you can, what I just mentioned was a connector. So you can connect and grow this group, grow our mission so that women can be empowered to take care of yourself and you have energy for you. Not taking care of other people. You're already doing that. I want you to have energy for you. Or you can join us for the next round of the Balanced Body Experience. So thank you so much. So I'm going to go back in. Eileen, Alexis, and the Facebook user there. Don't worry, I'll be able to see your name when I go in the Facebook group. You are getting a special prize from me. I will connect with you. And I will also go back and look through who attended this live and do a special drawing for that as well. So thank you so awesome. Thank you so much, Judy. So thank you so much for being here, and I will connect with you in this group. I just love this group and love that I can share this with you and what we have here. So thank you. I've gone on too long now, but thank you so much, and I will see you around in the group.